I just put a list of the dangerous and very toxic food additives that are in most junk food and most fast food that you can buy in stores. So when you go to Subway and you get there at 12 o'clock or 1 o'clock because you out to eat lunch, what time did they put the lettuce and the tomatoes and the onions and the pickles and all that out?
2 hours prior.
When they got there at 7 to 8 o'clock, when they're preparing the store for you, right? How does a tomato look? Because I'm sure all of us have cut a tomato, or you cut some lettuce, or you cut onions, right? If you leave them out on the counter for 4 or 5 hours, what do they look like? They look horrible.
Yes, sir.
Right? Lettuce starts to wilt.
Yes, sir.
Like a banana. When you open a banana and break up a piece of banana, or you bite an apple, it starts turning brown almost immediately, right? So how is it that their food stays the way it looks by the time you get there when they put that in there early in the morning? It's because it's loaded with preservatives, loaded with chemicals to make it look a certain way, but it's not. So I'm not going to go into these. I just wanted you all to see. Well, actually, I'm going to go through a few because I think it's important. So when we talk about this stuff here, like Twinkies and oatmeal cream pies, Oreos, and all that kind of stuff, the white part of that food, if it looked brown, would you eat it?
No, sir.
Most of us would look at it and put it back or throw it away and take it back to the store, right? So in order to make the white parts of foods look white, these days they use a substance called titanium dioxide. Titanium dioxide is a poison that they use in like building materials, for buildings, to keep the paint white. And when you do tile, make it white. So it's used in building material, but in today's time they're using it in food to make it keep that appearance so that we think it looks good. Very toxic to the body. Okay? So again, like I say, if everybody has left their email address, I will make sure you get this. And again, you're going to have to go and do some research. Okay? Each one of these chemicals on here has an MSDS. Anybody know what that is?
Yes, sir.
Material safety data sheet. Okay? So if something has a material safety data sheet, should we be eating it? I didn't have to tell you about it. You knew the answer already, right? So again, we got silicone dioxide, which is a substance that you get when you buy a leather shoe, or a leather purse, or a leather jacket. What does it say on that little packet? Do not eat. That's silicone dioxide. Please go home and check your spices, because in most spices it's in there to keep it flowing, to keep it dry, so it desiccates, to keep the whatever the substance that is in it keeps it dry. Why? Because people like to pour their spices, they don't like them to clump, right? But silicone dioxide is very dangerous. That's why it says do not eat on the packet where it's in the thing, right? Polysorbate 30, 60, and 90, all associated with infertility. Polyethylene glycol, that's in a lot of foods that we eat. What is that? Anybody know?
No, sir.
Radiator fluid in food. Have you ever looked at the bottle of radiator fluid? What does it say? If any of this gets into your mouth, wash out with water and seek medical attention immediately. But yet it's in our food. Let me not say it. It's not in food. It's in the crap that we buy, that we call for. Okay? Sodium hexametaphosphate. I'm going to talk about that a little later, but that is probably the main substance that I see in food that is altering our gender. Yes, they call them gender benders, right? And so we've seen Brother Wesley talk about the assault on the black male as well as assault on the black female, turning the male more feminine and the female more masculine, right? So most of us in this room wouldn't consider that happening to us, but it is if you're putting these type of foods in your body. Sulfur dioxide, that's a substance that's in most dried fruits. When they use sulfur dioxide, all of the nutrients that's in the fruit has been destroyed and removed from it. So if you eat dried fruit with sulfur dioxide, you're not getting anything from it. Okay? Monosodium glutamate. Most of us have heard of that. But if you eat Doritos, if you eat Ritz crackers, if you eat Cheez-Its, if you eat ramen noodles, you're getting a lot of monosodium glutamate, which is a neurotoxin, kills brain cells. Mono means one. Sodium is sodium. Glutamate is the most common brain neurotransmitter. They didn't do that to help us. They did that to trick our body. So the body's going to bring the monosodium in and send it straight to where? Where most of the glutamate is, in the brain. And that's why when you eat things with monosodium glutamate, you get a headache, because most of it is being taken to the brain. Make sense? So they're using nature. These are scientists, as the minister keeps teaching us. These are very high-minded scientists. These aren't no average, everyday people that just came out of a trailer home and said, let me go trick these black people, right? These are people that have been in scientific labs longer than we've been alive, figuring out how to do certain things and figuring out how to dull our minds. So I'm going to move down to TBHQ, BHA, BHT. If you chew gum, that's in there. If you eat candy, it's in there. Causes tumors and cancer. Down at the bottom, cellophane, potassium, aspartame, sucralose, and saccharin. These are all the artificial sweeteners. If you are the type of person that's running away from sugar, I don't know why you would, but some type of information got people running away from sugar. And I'm not saying we should do a lot of sugar, but if you're going to eat something and you want it to be sweet, you should do sugar. But you should pick the best types of sugar. But if you mess with the yellow packet, which is Splendid, or the pink packet, which is Sweet and Low, or the blue packet, which is Equal, you are killing yourself. If you have diabetes, you should come away from those things and use sugar. Just monitor your sugar and decrease how much you use. But all four of them are associated with cancer and associated with causing neurotoxicity, meaning that it's killing your brain cells. Does it make sense? We got to get away from things that we know. If we do today, you won't be able to say 25 years from now when you have cancer, you know what, it was that evil. You'll never make that connection. Does it make sense? But these are the type of things that we can put in our body at 5 and at 10 and 20. And the disease comes when you're 50 and 60, but you'll never make the connection that has been something you've been doing all your life. So we have to be very, very careful. I'm looking at a room mostly adults, to not allow your children to eat what they want. My children don't have that capacity. You eat what I give you. And on occasion, when I let you choose what you want, there's still limitations. Because I don't let my children touch Cheetos, Doritos, or most of the stuff that's common. We go to a health food store and get something that's an alternative to that. Does it make sense?
Yes, sir.
Because I refuse to allow my children or anybody else to ever come say that I was a part of giving you information that was bad. If I did it by accident.